The effort to express the magical process involved was too great. He made a few passes inside and our plan and activated Sid relaxed hardly and a steam engine. Biggie shook his head. You have to have a lot of metal thing for that, he said, and we haven't got no metal, but we got a stick. Relaf turned and smiled involuntarily. Biggie was a bore. His fat, his maze, and his measure of face were dull, but there was always a little pleasure to be got out of pulling his leg, even if one did it by accident. Biggie saw the smile and miserable it as Franklin there had grown up tactily among. He began the opinion that Biggie was an outsider not only by access, which did not matter, but by fat and smart and space and a certain destination for manual labor. Now, finding that something he had said made Relaf smile her rejection and pressed his advantage. We got a lot of stick. We could have a saddle. Then we should know what the time was. A fat lot of good that would be. You said you wanted things down so as we could be rescued. Oh, shut up. He leaped to his feet and trotted back to the pole just as Marika did a return board dive. Relaf was glad of a chance to change the subject. He shouted as Marika came to the surf. Belly flop, belly flop. Marika flashed a smile at Relaf, how slid easily into the water of all the boy. He was the most at home there, but today Erica, by the mention of Ruzacks, the usual he leaped to his feet and trotted back to the pole, just as Marika did a rather poor dive. Relaf was glad of a chance to change the subject. He shouted, Marika, come to the surface. Billy flop, Marika flashed a smile at Relaf, who slid easily into the water. Of all the boys, he was the most at home there, but today, irked by the mention of Ruzacks, the usual footling meaning of Zeus, even the green depth of water and the shattered golden sun held no palm and stood for the meaning, and playing his swim with steady stroke under Simon and crawled out of the playing. His web with steady stroke under Simon and crawled off of the other side of the pole to lie there, sleek and streaming like a sail. Biggie, always clumsy, stood up and came to stand by him, so that Relaf rolled on his stomach and pretended not to see. The marriage had died away and gloomily he ran his eye along the toothed blue line of the horizon. The next moment he was on his feet and shouting, "Smoke, smoke!" Simon tried to sit up in the water and got a motorful. Marika, who had been standing ready to dive, swayed back on his heels, made a pull for the platform, then swerved back to the grass under the palm. There he started to pull on his tater shorts to be ready for anything. Relapse stood on hand, holding back his hair. He Ardor clenched. Simon was climbing out of the water. Biggie was ripping his glasses on his shirt and squinting at the sea. Marika had got both leg, drove on leg of his shirt. Of all the boy, only Relaf was still. "I can't see no smoke," said Biggie incredulously. "I can't see no smoke, Relaf, where is it?" Relaf said nothing. Now both his hands were clenched over his forehead so that the fire hair was kept out of his eyes. He was leaning forward and already the salt was wetting his boy. "Relaf, where is the ship?" Simon stood by, looking from Relaf to the horizon. Marika's trousers gave way with a sigh, and he abandoned them as a wreck. Reached toward the forest and then come back again. The smoke was a tight little now on the horizon and was in collision slowly pending. The smoke was a doubt that might be a funnel. Relafis was pale as he spoke to himself. "You will see our smoke." Biggie was looking in the right direction now. "It don't look much." He turned around and peered up at the mountain. Relaf continued to watch the ship. Eventually, color was coming back into his face. Simon stood by him, silent. "I know I can't see very much," said Biggie, "but have we got any smoke?" Relaf moved in position, still watching the ship, the smoke on the mountain. Marika came running and started out to sea. Both Simon and Biggie were looking up at the mountain. Biggie screwed up his face, but Simon cried out as though he had hurt himself. "Relaf, Relaf." The quality of his speech switched Relaf on the sand. "You tell me," said Biggie anxiously. "Is there a signal?" Relaf looked back at the desperation smoke in the horizon, then up at the mountain. "Relaf, please, is there a signal?" Simon put out his hand timidly to touch Relaf, but Relaf started to run, splashing through the shallow end of the boating ball, across the hot, wet sand, and under the palm. A moment later he was paddling with the complex underwater that was already engulfing the scar. Simon ran after him. Then Marika Biggie shouted, "Relaf, please, Relaf." Then he too started to run, stumbling over Marika's discarded shorts before he was across the wreck. Behind the poor boy, the smoke moved gently along the horizon, and on the beach Henry and Johan were throwing sand at possibility. Who was crying quietly again, and all three were in complete ignorance of the examination.